the market which is making higher highs and higher low. Okay. Oh, this is just is running out of course. Half the world is chasing S&P top cycles and this and that and what S&P is doing? Nothing. What Qs are doing? Look at the bigger picture. All-time high, October high, right? Right there. October high. November, December, and this is January. It's barely saved the swing to the downside. That was a defensive month for Qs that just barely made it by like a pennies. You know the rule. You had a down bar, inside bar, one more low against 600, the monthly swing flipped to the downside. So it was a defensive month. That look at the high of last month, 629.21. Look at the month. Look at the high so far, 630. The high and low of this so far for 2 weeks, 636. It is a 20-point range so far. It's doji. This is doji as well. This is not closed yet, but anything yellow is doji. So, so the tech that we're looking at is not doing anything. It is digesting this run from April low for 6 months, B6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 58.3% upside on that swing from April low to 637 high was 6 months. 58.3% upside. Every single bar was a higher bar. As you can see, they're all green. Once it reaches the 6, it ended up putting a lower bar. A month after that, doji with the inside month. Now we're sitting with another doji. So you simply mark the high of 637, which is the all-time high, and the low. This was right there, got tested here with the pin, and we're just right here in this range. What is the range? 8% range between 637 and 589 from the last 3 months. It's normal, but it's painful. Everybody's second guess doubts, oh, market is running out of, just literally ran out of gas. Um, the, the price has to take a pause as somewhere. You want to have this thing rip 8, 9, 11 months straight in a row? What do you think is going to end with? How you think that thing will end? This is healthy. Technically, if you look at them, it's very healthy for the market to take a breather, take a rest, had a huge run. There's a typical trend. Rises and it goes sideways. It digests, waits, chew time, and then it resumes right back up. This kind of a market environment is where most people's P&L, they're going to whipsaws back and forth. Why? Because you're in a range bound structure. This is a compression phase. This is expansion. This is compression. What's the next phase? Expansion. When does expansion happen? When you take out the high for the consolidation that you're compressing for a certain period of time. That's the definition of a trend. People just don't understand. They just think, oh, the market top is in. How market top is in? You a sideways compression phase. You call this a market top? Do you see something like this here? Can you compare this? My 11-year-old can tell you. If something runs too fast, okay, that's where we have those cycles. It just digests those gains. It just goes sideways. It's very typical for indexes, especially because it just has so many stocks in there. They take a breather. Any dip, like if I mean, yeah, it can flush it right back down to 590. That's where the weak hand's gonna get flushed out. Any dips right there, they're gonna get bought. But any spikes, they're gonna reverse right back down. So this is a good time right there to sell premiums, basically. So we're doing it. I mean, I'm just, I'm not throwing a bunch of trades. Have a couple carryovers from December. Just gotta get rid of those garbage. I mean, any new position, I'm right now. I would be for a week too, at least. I'm gonna be more focused just on more diagonals and stuff. Like focus more on indexes. Just burn some time. 2 3 days, collect some theta, close it, roll another one. We're just gonna keep doing it. The upside direction will confirm when the price will make a higher high. That's not the case. So each day is going by and we're just chopping around in 5, 10, 15 point. We're going up 40 points, then right next day we'll flush it right back down 40 points. Yeah, 20, 30, 40 points means it's just okay, it's just one single session. You come right here to start looking at a weekly time frame. It's like, really? This is the 2 weeks that we're in so far. You know this, and I know this. Okay, as much as I show you this, pricing ain't gonna go out too far, especially on out of this envelope right there. If it's gonna get cute, it's gonna reverse right back inside. Called mean revert. This is the price that wrapped around the time. Okay, so the next leg down on the lower band is 6,700. Any throw over here will snap right back up, right back inside. So the people who sit in with the 63 or 64 or 6,500 targets, good luck. Good luck to you. I hope you're right. Yeah, you need a freaking miracle. Days after days and weeks after weeks, price ain't gonna leave this band. I can tell you that. You guys are lucky. You guys have such a get to see the really nice way to look at the full detail of a price action. You don't see that stuff on Thinkorswim, those cheap softwares. This right there is the issue. This each day, okay. I even post this thing on a Twitter as well. Is this disconnect right there? This has to close, and it will. It has to trail like this. You see, Like all this, just follow the blue lines over these candles. It's just everything trails. Not here. What happens here? S&P made a new high. NDX didn't confirm. See the see the disconnect here? Then S&P rolled over, right? So does the NDX. NDX trying to move back up, right back to the highs. S&P made another high. NDX didn't. Backs off again. S&P made another high. NDX did not. Another high, another high. You see how many highs S&P made from here? Now you come here, not a single new high. So what does that tell you? It doesn't tell you that the market is broken or it's never going to happen. Like NDX is never going to make a new high. Of course it will. It's going to, either two things happen. It's called friction. Okay. The friction means is either the S&P will stop going up, okay, or NDX has to come back and catch up. So we're waiting. So I'm waiting each day. When does that friction will happen between these two? So they go right back the normal way that they always trades. Because when you sit in here trying to think like, oh, this is every person right now has one thing set like this with these two random lines that this is a wedge pattern forming here in S&P. So you have a wedge on the S&P based on because the price has making a higher highs and higher lows. Okay, what about the NDX? Show me that. But you want to run an S&P to its own world without the NDX. How you think the S&P is going to work? And how far the thing is going to go? Not too far. When the S&P has fully flooded with tech, what makes you think the S&P is going to rip to the up because the value is going to take it up? I don't think so. Value stocks can give some upside, but they cannot give as much upside than these big names like Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple. These are the leaders. Market cap has a lot of there's a lot of meaning behind that. They're the leaders for a reason. The only one stock has made a new 52 weeks high this year is Google. That's it. All the other six are just they're waiting. Google is not going to lift up the entire NDX. You need 2 to 3 more names. This right there is we don't know what's going to happen, but the thing is like technically, okay, fine, is a wedge. This part right there, you're keeping it in a triangle. A triangle suggests what? A post triangle thrust to the upside. So that if this thing is gonna if it's gonna go back up, we think it's gonna do the S&P. Well, S&P is gonna come back down like this. You gotta use your common sense. What drives the S&P? This. What is the most important chart? This. Where's your growth tied up to? This. I'm amazed. Some comments that I read sometimes on a Twitter makes me laugh, you know? Like you don't actually see what is actually going on, but distribution, those wake off cycles. Trying to tell me those wake off cycles. One guy was last night on a Twitter trying to tell me about this wake off. Oh, this is a whole distribution. The guy even had a single clue how this wake off phase worked because he copy paste that thing from Google, thinking like, oh, this is the same price doing the same exact thing. I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of anyone. Okay. I respect every single one of you. I understand what it takes, okay, to become a good trader and what it takes to make money in this market. It's very hard. I get that. I've been through it, okay? And but when you actually take a little step back and actually look what's going on, uh, you're gonna start looking at things way different than two guys who's been calling a crash in the last 3 years. Every single top the S&P has made, oh, this is the high and this is the top that I'm selling and buying puts. How's that working out? Does it say sell here? Just ask yourself a simple question. Does it say sell here? Why are you buying puts? All this time. Do you see me taking puts for weeks, months that we just since last what I don't know how many months. I don't even remember last time I bought puts to be honest. Yeah, we took few trades here, there, like very, very short. As far as I remember. They're like just out pretty quick. Do you see a sell here? Now you have to ask yourself a question. You see how signal process and how it will keep you in a right direction of the market, keeps you away from the opinions, away from the noise. Every expert out there is telling you this is a market top that you sell. Market just becomes way too expensive because the structure has broken. Ask yourself the question. What do you see here on the screen? A dummy can tell you the same thing. A blind dummy. As a safe sell. So why would I throw thousands of dollars into trades because I'm bearish now? Well, this is this because this is the market top because this is the wedge. Oh, this is the wedge. The world is calling for this wedge. Oh, I'm gonna do the same thing. No idea how even wedge works. Just draw two, connect two lows and two higher highs. Becomes a wedge. Everywhere is a wedge. It all depends how many highs you want to connect. Here's another wedge. Here's another one. How many do you want me to show you on a one single chart? But this bullshit right there, right, catches the most attention because the guy who has 50,000 plus followers, because algorithm is gonna pushes his tweet on the top. More it goes up on the top, is circle and there that's it. And now it start trending to everyone else. Whoever's gonna scroll up, that thing pops right there. Oh, there's a wedge form in here, bearish structure. Okay, Monday I'm gonna buy puts. That's it. Really? I hope you're right. I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, there's a lot of good traders out there, but I don't know who they are. I don't know any one of them. Every person right there has a veg pattern. There are many wedges here as well on the way up. You know, we're at what, 38 weeks, 28.5% to the upside so far. Okay, we'll see how many more weeks we're gonna go. But the point is, now let's say next week we backs off and solves off like a 50, 60, 70, 80 points. Does that change anything? A one single week defines trend? Never did and never will. Does the weekly swing is up or is it down or is it like what one single week down that will turn the weekly swing down? You still need 3 weeks. You need 3 weeks of lower lows to confirm a 3 bar swing to turn down. Okay, so you can just do the math. Let's say you have next week, another week. That's 2 weeks. Month ended. Then for the February 1st week, you need another down week. So that makes it total 3. Okay, that's when the swing turns down. Right here. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It rips it right back up. Yeah, you sell an S&P for 4 straight down weeks. Watch the reversal. Market don't have a lot of upside here. It's just market just has to absorb the kind of digest this thing. Okay, so I did all this here on the wave count. Right, this is a daily time frame. So we're gonna do the same thing here. 1, 2, 3 versus 1, which is what, 261.8, right? That's the extension. Remember the Fibonacci's extension, right? 161, 200, 261.8. Can we get there? Yeah, why shouldn't we? Like, we should, as long as the buy signal is in, the swings are up. Yeah, we should grind there. But but reaching to that point there is going to be a grind. Why is that? Because the time cycles are pretty much capped around there to the same top. They need more time now. That doesn't mean that it's bare. That is the top. Okay, market can extend. Cycle can it will shift up right there. 7,000 on the weekly time frame. 7,006. This one capped at 68.87, which is on a monthly time frame. The blue one. The daily one is at 69.99. So the 7,000 print is looking pretty damn promising. That doesn't mean that that is the top. Okay, so this is the most, this we're looking at this. 7,000 here to the downside is 67.36. So this is a range that we're in since November low right there. We got up here, backed off right to the mid, ripped right back up. So this move right there is a grind. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have an upside. That doesn't mean that is a market top. Okay, we're reaching to the to the crest. They call crest and they call the trough. Every cycle tops considered and called as a crest. The bottom of the cycle is considered as a trough. This is the midpoint. So we're just gonna stay around here anyways. We did got cute here back in April. And how did that work? Snap right back in. Well, not instantly. Yeah, it's going to take a few weeks. So this just leave everything. This is way more advanced stuff. But the point is, what I did here, just I did it for a reason. Okay, what I'm watching, what I'm doing on my end is I know. Leave everything the way it is, and we'll see what happens. Okay, this is the most accurate wave count that we have in our hands since April low. This price was here, reached to the penny, and then we had this reversal ever since. Nobody has it. Okay, nobody. Doesn't mean that I need all the credit in the world, like how good and how perfect I am, and this and this. Okay, fine. That's beside the point. We have a good wave count in our hand, but what I did here the other day, okay, is just to fit everything here based on what the time cycle is. But the people on a Twitter world, they don't need to know this. Okay, they don't need to know this. People who are here with me, you guys will see what makes sense. What is the way that we see, like, okay, where is our upside projections? What if we do get the back comes down? Where would be our cycle mid and the bottom, and where we have the potential downside support? So we can make a case here for now. We can grind up, okay, by doing this to reach to this zone. Okay, there's fuse fibs here and here, 7,031, 32, and so they're getting pretty close. If any kind of an overshoot can be here. Diagonal sometimes can overshoot as well. So if this is completed here, are we just gonna slowly work our way back down toward this? So this 6720, 6660, 6660, like the weekly one is right around like 6700, right around here. So I kind of open up this to just in case if you get a little bit of a more, because when price backs off, kind of it comes down pretty hard sometimes. So you can leave a little bit of room here. That doesn't mean that that cycle will change or update right away for the whole week. No, if that happens right here, it's gonna snap right back inside. Okay, so there's no a massive downside range that will throw the price out of the time cycle and is going to throw it. It's gonna absorb. It's going to capture that thing. So if we do make a case for a diagonal, keeping it as a 1, 2, 3, chopping around here in the fourth, this fifth right there, if we can get a push with earnings, right, that would most likely will complete this fifth wave of a diagonal. That would give us a bit of a setback here toward this zone. That's where we can fit the case for this fourth wave with this third wave. It's very typical. If you go, every Elliott guy will tell you he have a 1, you have a 2. So what is our upside extension? The extensions 161.8, right, is a typical 200% and 261.8. So where we at right now, we're near the 261.8. So what is that? That doesn't mean that price cannot even go up higher. It can. But this fib right there, okay, is gonna slow down the momentum for sure on any stock. If you're gonna reach this point right there, your price is gonna start to grind to the upside. It's not gonna be as aggressive coming back like this. This is where typically wave third ends. Wave third can ends at 161.8. It can ends at 200. It can ends at anywhere in between. It can get to 261.8, almost to the penny, and backs off. It can a little bit overshoot. I don't know. Nobody knows where the tops are. You want to sit and draw the 10,000 different lines? Good luck. Connect this. I don't know which how you want to connect your highs and lows. Where do you want to put it? You call this? I've this is a you call this a wedge? Unbelievable, man. Take any low and throw them at the top. What's a wedge? Any uptrend is a wedge because they just want to sell the idea of one, because I want to be right. Second is, oh, I made it this. Okay, I'm waiting. One guy showing to the upside, one time, oh, all of a sudden, two down sessions. Well, there you go. See, I told you. So the last 3 weeks, the guy was on vacation. Two down session. Oh, yeah, I see. I've been telling you for 2 weeks, market's going to sell off hard. Keep in mind, sooner or later, okay, this is going to come. I know it will. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it will. When that sell signal will trigger, it will run that course. Then I will make the case to see how aggressive that signal is, what would be the minimum downside retracements that you're looking for based off that signal against the high, correct? Just like every other stock. Nothing special here. It's the same thing. And we'll look for those downside retracements weeks after weeks. That doesn't mean there will be a one straight candle and we're done with that. Okay? It's going to take several weeks, anyways. First, you need to flip the weekly swing to the downside to confirm the a 3 bar swing. Say, like, okay, now the 3 bar swing is down. Along with sells, the signal will act fast. Okay? 3 bar takes a little bit longer because it's calculating three lower lows for 3 weeks in a row. So for timing prospect, 3 bar swings lags. That's the only downside to it. You miss out a big run, right? Because you're just waiting for the confirmation. Because you a 3 bar, you're waiting for the price to show on a chart at three lower lows at 3 weeks, but that doesn't mean that you're just gonna sit in your hands. They're like, okay, well, I want to see if the swing really gonna flip. But if it does come down for 3 weeks, okay, well, it can instantly snap right back up as well because now the price is selling off for 3 weeks in a row. But that 3 weeks doesn't give you that confirmation. It doesn't flip the swing down tile on the screen. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to tell you is just like it all depends how and what time frame do you trade on. The number one reason most people losing money because they're trading on a wrong time frame. 70 to 80% people lose money every single year. Every single year. It happened last year, a year before, for decades. And it was going to happen again this year. The 70 to 80% people in the option market will lose money. It's a proven fact. It's not even a 50% at least say like, okay, you know what, at least 50% lost and at least 50% people made money. That's almost 70 to 80% out of 100. Why? Because they trade in a wrong time frame. So what do you want to do in a 2026? You make up your mind. You want to sit and chase your every little daily downside moves or upside moves? Okay, focus on your daily chart. Do you want to really wait for the right structure and you want to ride trends? Focus on a weekly time frame. Weekly time frame will never make you glued to the screen all day, every day. All you have to care about is weekly close. Okay? These trades will, I don't know how long it's gonna go. Okay? None of them there. I don't know. SAH or anything. Whatever all these trades are. These are the small caps right there. SEIC right there. Here. I don't know how long it's gonna go. Inside week, right? What can you do? The whole week just went by. No daily noise. I mean, again, I've been doing this thing for almost 2 decades now. 18 years is very easy to say, right? I've seen a lot of market cycles. I've seen a lot of sessions. I've seen a lot of sideways market. I've seen plenty of sell offs. Okay. Been through everything. It's just, I don't have to prove nobody anything either. You all know me who I am, how I trade, what I don't trade, what I like, what I don't like. I just have a very different way of trading, looking at things. So if you want my friendly advice, thinking like, you know what, I trust his technicals. Well, and anything can change instantly in a snap, right? I cannot guarantee you. But if you trust the process, if you believe in it, you act, keep your opinions to your side. If you're too bored, sit and talk to your dog, right? Just put everything on the side. Ignore the noise. Signal fires, take a shot. I don't blink. Something fires, my scanner picks up, I'm in. Worst case, I'm going to be down another week or two. Okay, fine. Just taking a time. But I have a red line right there on the screen that I can see. I can set up a good till cancel order and I never have to look that thing back again. If you really want to remove your emotions out of the entire trade before you even enter, okay, all you have to do is put a good till cancel, okay, both two orders in. Let the system do the work. Don't even look at the screen. Don't even look at your account. You know exactly to the penny what you will lose on the shares if that thing triggers and what you will make if the upside will go. We're not focused on anything else. All we focus on this high to this low. That's what the signal triggered. Correct? Right there. So where we at? We're right there, 61.8. We just backed off right. That's where we took a little bit of a breather right there for this week. Now the next week is it continue? Okay, what does it look like? It looks like a hammer right there. So what does the hammer suggest? Is a bullish weekly close. Correct? Weekly swing is up. Buy signal is active. So there is a pretty good probability, there's a good chance that the price can progress back to the upside. Where does it go? 78.6. What is that? 90. That will be the upside, that you can say like, oh, stock is at 86. Have a potential the stock can go up another 4 points to see if it reached to 90. When it reaches 90, okay, well, can we just take our money from 83 to 90 and close it up? You can. You can. You close it here on Monday? You can. You can take money anywhere, any week, any good week. The stock pops, instantly goes. Just take the money. Say like, okay, fine, it was a good trade. Move on. I'm just gonna wait for a new one. Or do you actually wait for this thing to progress? Do you want those beautiful, big, huge runs that you see? Like, you know what? You always say, like, I wish I had that stock. We don't know that. I don't know. I cannot give you that answer. How far this thing will run. You might not gonna see this thing until next year. We don't know that. Where do you take your money? Well, that's a decision you have to make. We have upside extensions that I can run as much as you want. My focus is this. I don't have an issue with capital. That's the thing. I don't even worry about that. Okay, I can run 100 positions all at once. That's not a problem. Okay, the point is not as that I'm risking the entire $100,000 either. That I'm gonna the 100 signals gonna fail and all I'm gonna lose is all $100,000 back to zero. No, your risk is defined right there up front. You know it took what? Let's see, from here to here, 19 weeks. 19 weeks. A signal that took 19 weeks. Now you have to see like, okay, well, how many weeks has been so far? 7. So when you have a buy signal to the downside, correct? Or when you have a downswing that is to the which lasted 19 weeks, what do you think your upside should be minimum? Just based on time, not the price, just based on time window. What is that? At least 19 days. Upside is never shorter than the downside. Never has, never will. Okay, it's the same thing. It's like the compression phase. A compression phase lasted 3 months. Your expansion is going to be minimum 3 months. That equals it. That's like a bare minimum. Your upside is always going to be huge compared to your downside. Your downside is going to be depends on how many weeks. Well, your upside should be greater. It's the same rule applies on swings, right? We look at them all the time. A higher high swing should last greater in time and price. So these are trend definition that gives you these are the things that confirms trend. Okay, are you in a healthy trend? That's like, okay, well, the downside lasted this much. Okay, well, your upside should expect the same way. How many times we no, I have this. Did I do this? Deleted that one, I think. Just as the cues, Bitcoin. Yeah, same like over right here. So what happens here? I'll give you another example. That's the low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 months run. What happens here? Price just went sideways. See the difference? What happens after? I mean, you're looking at monthly the monthly bars, but you're getting the point. What is here? What are we doing now? This, then you have this same 3 months range here. This is where the tariffs came, right there. So what happens here at that time? Move up, sideways, whipsaw, right? Went sideways again, April low. But now the question is April low, 6 months run, 3 years compression phase. So everybody wants this again. They're measuring, oh, same thing happened here on the April. How many? I mean, I hardly follow anyone, but like you scroll up and that's the feed kind of the those algorithm, whatever the feed pops, because everybody wants. They just this is it. Same thing is happening here. After this run, this is the 25% dip. Here comes another 25% flush. It's like a freaking video game, up, down, up, down. It's like this. They don't have the concept of a price, a swing that right, it goes up, right? It goes into a compression phase. They just don't have, they just look at the distribution thinking like, oh yeah, the distribution flushes down, flushes down. Yes, that's the distribution which flushes down, stops out all the weekends. The trend is up. There's no denial here. It ran way too fast. Look at this. Take this low, 342. Take this high, 540. How many was? 58%. 58% move. How long it took? 16 months. Look at right now. 58%. How long it took? 6 months. Any correction, a sideways dips is going to come. It's a time correction now, not a price correction. I'm going to repeat one more time. It will be a time correction, not a price correction. Market now has to chew time. Price has already did the job. That's why the price is paused now. It ran too fast, So now it has to catch up on a time. That's exactly what the market is doing. I see all this every day. That's why my focus is on Monday morning on the first hour of trading, and I pay attention everything when it closes on the weekly basis. I care less about daily. Daily, I can hate that chart now. Anyways, okay. I watch how the weekly close, and then when the month ends, then the quarter ends. Okay, these are very important closes for me to see like how the overall structure is working on the higher time frame. I don't care about this daily noises. You guys want to sit and you guys too bored? Yeah, have fun. Close is everything. Close will never ever lie to you. The most accurate read, especially on a line chart. A one single candle with the high, low, open, close. That candle can fake you both ways all day. Okay, a close will never be wrong. And these kind of a VIX right there, just this is all it is. It's just when you look at a line chart, it's just close was here. Line is gonna come back here. It's gonna stop right there. Not there. It's based on a close. Signal fires based on close. Doesn't fire in the middle of a session. System is not going to update anything until the next morning or the next week or the next month. Well, I don't have any month. You cannot even script anything but a monthly time frame, anyways. Longer term chart is a weekly chart, anyways. Some people can't even hold the trade for more than a week, man. They want to look at weekly charts all the time. Nobody can. Tomorrow, market sells off 100 points. Watch how everybody's going to flush out their accounts. Two of them, two, three of them is literally going to go completely wash out. They're done. There's no money to trade now because they just position so aggressive on one side. One flush, done. 4%, 5% dip. I mean, it's gonna come this year for sure. You know that as well. They cannot even handle it. Oh, 5% market is down. Oh my God. What is 5% on the S&P? Freaking rallying 58% month after month. You don't see that? But you're not willing to give back 5%. We're gonna look for opportunities to see where the signals fires. So the ones we're gonna get, if we do get a sell off, yeah, let the stock there more cheaper. It's gonna, it's gonna give us much better entry. I don't have to chase anything. I have a scanner, does all the work. My swing account is down because of the positions that we had since December, right? Oracle and all the other ones. My portfolio stock is freaking ripping, you know? So positions I have up like almost 13, $14,000 in 2 weeks. Because I have all these weekly signals, they're still going. I mean, BA, I picked it up and like I got almost um 5 grand, little, yeah, a little over $5,000 on these working. I mean, I'm just so like this is the, I'm always wanted to more focus on this one. That's where all my money is. A swing is just it's just all whipsaw. I'll manage. I'm not worried about it. Yeah, we just gotta clear up those ones. I'll find a couple more winners, and we're gonna balance everything out. Just don't worry about anything. Don't stress out. For these positions that I mean, I'm not even counting. I only have these 15s that I have in here. I mean, if I've dined, I wanted to free up cash, I can just close them one by one, take $5,000, walk away. I'll find another five stock badge and run another round. I don't need all five straight away. I don't know which stock is gonna move how fast. Okay, well, I'll put money in my 5 grand. Is it bad? I'm not counting these. These are on the, so I have different logs. So just tracking these ones here. Then next one I'll do another badge here, and you can take care whatever you want. I don't know what you do all day. I cannot come and push the button for you. When I post something, take a shot. Okay, don't judge. Boeing, these are all separate. CPT is we have here. So this, I remember this one. So you have Boeing, okay. We have Disney. Disney kind of pulled back. Okay, just fine. My kind of backs off from this full zone between this 113, 115. Actually hit 115 almost to the penny. So we got a one close, but not the second close this week. So kind of sitting now almost well, right back here. Just fine. Got to give some time. Okay. So rotation looks good. Stock pull back 4% this week. Okay. So this is fine. We just gotta have to wait. We have CPT, this one. Put up a hammer for the week. Okay. Kind of, I know it came back down here. Nice pin bar. Like the close. They like the close. Same thing, it happens here. Reached to the first zone that we laid it out from 103.85. Came right to 111, right this zone. And that's where the setback was, a little bit of a whipsaw. This is a real estate play, and there will be a few more. There's a lot of real estate popping up on a scanner. Okay, just to let you know. So do pay attention to those ones. There's some because these lower rates, plus he's pressing on mortgages and stuff, and plus he's gonna announce that thing on a 401k that you can take money off on on the Switzerland, right? On this whatever the speech he's gonna do. And so he's pressing toward these lower interest rate and stuff. So that's where that would help and benefit, the real estate. So it's good to have some real estate exposure. And plus, we on the lending side, we have the tree position working, right? So I have distributed some of that stuff that he's trying to press on, trying to take in positions in those sectors to see like, okay, which would have the potential, which has a confirmed buy signal by based on what he's trying to push on. So we can at least trying to ride that one up. I mean, if you are sitting with these nuclear stocks and energy stock and this, I don't really follow these stocks. Sorry. I mean, if they're not, but because when I run a scan, they're not in that 100, 200 S&P 500 stocks. Okay. These are just, they then, so that's why they don't show up. So when they don't show up on a scanner, I just don't really pay attention to them. It's like, okay, fine. And then whatever the CRWE or whatever the company is, somebody said NVIDIA invested a lot of money in that stock because these stocks, yeah, they move. I mean, well, there's 4,000 stocks moving every single day as well. Doesn't mean we have to be in every single one of them. Our turn will come. Two, three stocks will move and gets out of the way. Fine. Doesn't mean we cannot catch the next move. I mean, I don't look at things that way. Some people do. I like to trade, but I'm not like desperate to trade. I'm dying. I want to trade something. Yeah, I don't have that thinking or that feeling. So we have this Boeing there. So this close is good. So we've got to give some time and see if it could, If it can get here to the second zone, I would be really, really good. So that would be a wave three, if it reaches there. So yeah, wave one. So 1, 2, 1, 2, we can make the case there. So yeah, real estate is looking really good. I've ran some scans yesterday as well, and I normally do it in the middle of a day and stuff. There's a lot of real estate names are popping up. So we have them. So we have our big tree is doing good, right? So our big tree is up 20, and we pretty much caught the entire move on this thing. We got them at 52.60. We actually got a lower entry than a buy signal because I've been tracking this stock on a daily time frame. So daily time frame actually gave me a little better 2 point better entry than this triggered, and then we gotta move back up. So I'm really this one is the pivot is 77.35. Okay. Stock is up almost 28%. I mean, our position is up almost 28 as well. So we're pretty much riding the whole thing. We take this high to this. So we need to see if the price can reach. It's coming close to the 71. It's gonna be a little sticky zone. Okay, we know what happened to 78.6, so we're gonna watch that one. It's definitely gonna back off. If it's coming this aggressively and this fast to the upside, it's gonna hit this wall first. So we'll see what happens if it reaches the 78.6. The main key is if it has to take out this 77.35. That's the pivot. Okay. If this takes out this 77.35, which is the 52 weeks high, then we can project the upside. That should at least get us to a 89.90 zone. Okay. There's no point to run anything too far until we clear this. So let's keep an eye on it, see how it goes, um, how the next couple weeks or so, whatever, plays out. And then we'll just go from there. Nice setup, aggressive move up, setback. It should be able to make a room back to the upside from here. So lending is, as I said, that's why I open up this lending tree is because of these rates that he's trying to cut. This sector right there, lending is it's gonna get a lot of attention. So it's a good they're huge as well. Okay, lending tree is massive. So lowered rates will attract more buyers. More buyers going to be better for the business. Well, that's what we're gonna keep. So we're trying to keep. I'm trying to distribute some, Oxy. I have them as well. So I got some oil stuff. Got some small caps. Do have mid cap. We have some lending part, real estate. So I'm mixing things up. But as I said, don't sit and judge. When I post something, act right away. Okay. So we'll see how things looks on Monday when market opens. I'm gonna be a little bit on the low side. The reason why, because of the earnings, that yeah, just don't like want to don't expect stocks to move like crazy either, because a lot of stocks that they take a pause, um, because they just literally have to wait for earnings to show, and then we'll see what the company has to say and how they report, and that kind of whatever. That just every quarter is nothing new. It's the same thing. Mag 7 is going to be the same thing. Two, three stocks will stay flat. Two sells off. Two other picks up. Nobody knows which way the earnings swings. You know, there's a very good chance that most likely some of these stocks will take a little bit of a setback because the looking at the Qs from the last 3 months is just literally sideways, to be honest, since the October. So expansion will happen when one of like Microsoft or some of these other stocks will lift up the NDX. That's the only way I see it. And there's no point I mean, technically, it does not make any sense to start off a new year and you just keep ripping to the upside. Okay, it makes I said this thing the other day as well because I'm looking at this. Okay, it makes zero sense for this thing to rip to the upside right into the peak of earning season. It has to digest these gains. That's all it is. Okay, so this phase right there that we're in right now is gonna test your nerves. Okay, and it's gonna swing your P&L wild up and down. It's gonna happen. And you thinking that this is a broken market. It is not. It is just chewing the time now. There's absolutely nothing bearish here. If you sit in like, oh, this is the top and we just gonna flush it like another 15, 20, 30% like this, well, then you're finding all sort of different tweets and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's all different. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you there. Those are just your imaginations. You're just hoping. You just have a big hope that miracle can happen. I can just buy a port and I will just go 500, 600, 700 times. You know, what are your odds? Less than 5% that thing ever had happen. Yeah, nobody can predict sellouts and stuff, but we're gonna have some volatility this year because according to this wave count that I'm looking at, I mean, if we're trying to end this with setback for this, that would give us another push back here to the upside to complete 5 waves to complete one higher degree. So I don't know when is this thing will end, how that thing will go. Market will be due for this. Last year I said the market will close in a fourth wave, and it did. Now we're trying to push into a fifth wave. Can this be all of 3, 4, and 5? Yeah, we that's possible as well. We can just go 1, 2, 3, move this 3 here, 4, and this is all of 5 that we're trying to work on. So that will complete this one. Does this make the case of this two? Yeah, that's another way to look at them as well. But I'm not gonna sit here, okay, and change these left and right without the time cycle, without the sell signal confirmation and things like this. So I have different screens where I get my confirmation before I'm gonna dance around these labels up and down for people for entertainment. Okay, so you just and I'm not fully relying on Elliott wave either. Yes, it's a very good content. Yes, it works really well if you have a good wave count in your hand. But I'm not doing trading based of that how I used to. Okay, I rather have better, more confirmation before every entry, and I really don't want to waste my time in a daily time frame to begin with. So just this is just for entertainment for you guys, just to look at them if that's what you're looking for. You know, there's many ways the thing can change, but my confirmations comes from different screens, not from a one single wave count. That's what all I'm trying to tell you. Okay, if you're a pro, if you need to mm, do Elliott wave, well, first and learn Elliott wave first of all, not just by looking at these wave counts left and right. Two guys will have a different wave count. I have a different wave count, and then you probably thinking like, what the heck is going on here? You know, one guys keep changing, other guys staying the same way. Oh, this is a fifth wave. Other guys saying like this is the end of the first wave. Yeah, there's 3, 4 different guys at 4 different wave count. So which one you gonna choose? That's this all noise. Okay, when the structure breaks, we get a clear sell signal. We don't have that yet. Until we don't have it, you can sit and think whatever you want to think. If you have all the time in the Too many. I do track some smaller time frame. I'm actually tracking this one as well, as a matter of fact. But I don't post them. There's no point for me to post these wave counts because they're gonna change really fast. You know, this is like I ended the fourth wave here on this one, come as a triple combo, right? There's a clear five waves up here, three down, smaller one, two, three, four, five in a diagonal makes one. This is down in two. Now trying to do see if we can do one, two, one, two, you know? So I have, so I'm always kind of have this thing that I watch during the day and stuff to see like, okay, where would be the, based on this, where would be the potential low? This week low was right there, 50% retracement at 614. So kind of see like, okay, if I could try to see if the price does kind of break out, can we just keep the fourth wave here? So the worst case is like, okay, well, if I gotta go with a triangle, now I gotta put a fourth wave here, right? Because the triangle completes here based on A, B, C, D, and E. So the E here, so the four moves here. Then from here, you're trying to count five waves to the upside. So there's many ways it can change because the fourth wave is the most brutal wave when it comes your that it comes our way. It's just it's by nature. It just always has been this way and it will. This is not the first fourth wave you're ever gonna trade, or this is not the last one either. Every other trend that is gonna that is gonna rise to the upside in a third wave will set back in fourth wave. Okay, so it's all depends on a time frame. Is what time frame do you have your wave count on, and how long the duration is on the how long it's gonna last. 1 hour four wave, 1 hour fourth wave is gonna complete it pretty quick compared to a half day chart or a daily chart or a weekly chart. Number one reason people lose money, why? Because they trade on a wrong time frame. So watching this, I mean, I keep them as, it gives the badass lows and highs, to be honest, because these fibs are, because, and I know how to count. You can nail a lot of lows and you get a massive reversals from there as well. Those are pretty, gives you pretty nice buying opportunities as well, so bottoms are not that as hard as tops are hard to to pick. Bottoms are not that difficult. Bottoms I've again, this is three versus one all the way down. Look, typical 23.6% retracement, 100% of the trade. I mean, this is excellent zone right there. Got two stacks right there for the fib. Develop five. I mean, it just matter like how you want to resolve it. I have this thing here that I've been posting showing. It's like, okay, wave count suggests the fourth wave is here. That's exactly where the buy signal triggered here as well. I don't even have any sell signal here. So this was the buy signal triggered, and then we had rallied back up. So I'm trying to count, as you can see, triangle. I'm keeping it here on the fourth on the sideways. This one I'm trying to go 1, 2 from here by doing this. So I don't know which one is right, but I know one is right for sure. But which one, well, I will have an answer once we clear the 637. That's the answer because the price needs to make a higher high. That's where you're going to have an expansion mode above the 637. We're not there yet, but we'll eventually get there. We're just grinding sideways for 3 months. This is the October high. So there's many ways that you could change like, but if one guy is saying a triangle, this is showing a 1, 2. Okay, so you have to ask yourself one question. Okay, what is it one? Okay, so if the fourth ended at 580, okay, according to the wave count, what comes after four? What number comes after four? Five, correct? What are the rules? Where does fourth wave triangle forms? Where the triangle forms? Only in the fourth wave. It can never be anywhere else in a trend wave. What are the corrective waves? Wave two and wave four. What are the impulsive waves? Wave one, three, and five. So post triangles only appears in wave four, nowhere else. That considered as what? A compression phase. You have an expansion is what? Wave three, correct? Market is breathing. Price is breathing, taking a rest. Like, okay, I ran a big course. Now it's consolidating, going sideways. Yes, triangles and diagonals, they take forever to complete. That's the most annoying part. They whipsaw too much price overlap when it comes to, because triangles, they just go zigzag. You see? Look at these swings, how they go. Big dip, you see? Even the fact, like when you look at the swing from here to here, that this is a lower high, correct? Then it made a lower low according to the swing. But then when you starting labeling this thing, you're just like, wait a second, this price is just whipsawing. Yeah, how many people I can guarantee you start ending labeling this thing as a diagonal? Oh, wave one is in, this is the top. I can guarantee you that there are tons of people, if you scroll back into October, November kind of time frame, that will start showing you like, oh yeah, there you go, we got a five waves to the downside. Means nothing. Millions of times I told every single one of you, five waves to the downside and to the upside means nothing. You can sit here, label a WES, whatever you want. It does not define trend according to the Elliott wave. You need eight swings, not five. Five means, you can turn into a complex. Depends where you are. There's well, we'll see how the earnings plays out. I mean, if we go into a upside from here, yeah, we have this. I have it ready. If we just gonna choose sideways, okay, well then we'll keep it sideways. We can still kind of see if these smaller time frame waves can behave, don't get too big compared to the previous 1 2. Like, I don't want this 1 2 to get bigger in magnitude and length with 4.59, correct? We want to keep the smaller waves small. I mean, it's not up to us. The smaller waves of a smaller degree should stay smaller in magnitude and length compared to a one higher degree. Okay, we don't want to go through those degree violations and things. It's gonna have funny looking wave count going up anyways. So, well, again, I keep them. Don't expect me to post these left and right. It's not gonna happen. I keep it from my record just to kind of get an idea. Then I try to paint the bigger picture to see like, okay, where are we at? So, just um, this isn't even a 2 hour chart. So each candle is what is so I got 2 4, so 6.5 hour session. So that's three, 2 4 5. That's 3 bars right there. For the whole day. So 3 bars, one, two, three. So each bar is 2 hour long before it's gonna change. Because we can do 1 hour. Doesn't not gonna change much, but a little bit bigger time just gonna gives a little better read on a price, and just don't have to fight the smaller wave, the time frame. So 1, 2, I mean, clear invalidation is here, 610. If let's see if this kind of zone holds and price can try to make a move back up. Don't need to project anything. I mean, it can just leave it like this for now. Let's see. See how this if this smaller three goes and advance, we got three. I mean, extensions are it's not a problem to open the upside. But if I have to call up the upside, this is for this year for Qs, it should be 700. What I'm looking at. That's what the I don't have. Do I have? No, I don't. I was using IQ feed. It's here. I still doesn't have to change much. This is from March 25th of 2023. Okay. The QQQ. So that's what 24, 25, like over 2 years. The price was 311. Okay. So it's always these are monthly bars. So again, they're gonna take decades, years and to to unfold like how the price goes. So I do have a price here of 708, which is the 5 versus 1 price extension, um, to complete this fifth wave from COVID low. That's the COVID low right there. So it's a very clean wave count. Um, wave one down into look at that 7, 8.6, almost to the penny. Rallied all the way back to that 261.8. Worked really well with the time and price. Look at the time right there. And the price topped out at 408 on November 22nd on 2021. So take the time now. November 22nd is supposed to end on December. Look at that. I mean, you're looking for Elliott wave. This is the most advanced Elliott wave you're ever gonna see. Okay, this all happens in a bigger time frame, not on a daily time frame that you people sit and changing goalposts every single day. Then here comes the COVID, ABC, right? Right to the 100% retracement. That's very common. This one came a little shy off the time, which is that 258 that got tagged here. This time was ended here, right? So this was the COVID is here. This is that 2022 low for the bear market, right? And then from here, we're trying to advance back to the upside. So this is a very long time frame. So keep that thing in mind. So from 311. And then from here, what we need to do, we need to count 5 waves to complete a fifth wave of 5 versus 1. Okay. So this was March of 2023. Then the next one I did this, came back at it on September 19th of 2024. Same thing. Same one. Well, now the background is all white. Um, 2 and 3, the same 4, right? And now we're trying to advance to the fifth wave. So where we at now? So coming on this wave count from since 2013, we're at 621, right? So from 311, it went to 491. Then I updated here on September 19th, 2024. Now on 26th of January of 26, we're at 621. Our high is 637, right? So we made it almost up till here now. We're sitting right here. See 610. So right here, so I gotta open up the scale balls. I already took a screenshot of this. I gotta do anything here. So we're right here now. So what we're looking for is to get to this 700 area right there, right? So the push that I just showed you of the 58% for the last 6 months, it traveled very fast compared to the previous swing we just had. Correct? So now is the time that we need the market has to chew. So market is going to become what? Very choppy. So we're approaching here. We can open more upside. That's not a problem. I think there's going to be more upside. So we're right here. Okay. So if so, in the hell of a, that's like what more than double, 300, 600, we're going to almost 700. So you're looking at 312. Get rid of this. So you're looking at 312, which is right there. Okay. That's 104%, even with that huge sell-off since that day, because we're trying to go to the fifth wave. That's the 2022 low right there, right? That's the bear market right there. And then this is right there is the April sell-off, right? Against this. So you can see the difference is like if you just look at a blank chart, right? Where is the biggest two corrections when you look at them in a wave count? Here and here. Done. So when you make a wave count, where's your corrections are? Wave two and four, correct? So these are your largest percentage retracement against the prior swing, prior wave or swing, whatever you want to call it. So this one was 54.19%, correct? This one was 37.78%, right? Because COVID retracement was actually lower, 30. Even the fact how crazy the sell-off was in COVID, right? Because it came down really fast, correct? This one, it actually forms a weird zigzag pattern. It's a three-wave decline. So it actually chewed a lot more time to complete a bear market here compared to this one. This was the aggressive sell-off, correct? So the two major like retracement, the the biggest retracements that you have is these two. So when you like a lot of people look at them is where do I start my wave count? I'm lost. I don't know. Some people are starting a wave count from here, counting one, two, three. Some of them counting from there. So everybody trying to count from a different low. That's not how it works. You have to count from the actual low in a bigger time frame. Then you come down to a smaller time frame. The same thing, you know? So the first thing that you do is when you open up a chart is to see like, okay, here's a blank chart. I want to start my wave count. So how does it look? Where do I start, right? So you're on a weekly, always go from a weekly time frame. Weekly is always going to give you the best read on a chart. No noise. Then what you do is you look for the two largest corrections on the chart. Grab a ruler. Okay, well, 17%. You're gonna have a lot of dips. But you're looking for two biggest one. And instantly, when you look at a blank chart, you will know that this decline here against this low is the largest one. Nothing here, here, all the little ones, even this, not this one. You can visualize, you can just literally show or say on a blank chart, like, okay, I found two. So right away in your head, what you would be thinking now, like, okay, well, now I have two major corrections. One was 52% and one was like 37%, right? So how should I start? How do I label it? It's pretty simple. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah. Now the thing is that, oh, do you want to go like this? The problem with this, like if you put a fourth wave here, you have a largest percentage retracement here on the percentage range compared to this one. When you try to be cute with your smaller degree, making them bigger than your higher degree, you're not going to go too far. That's one thing. Okay. These rules, okay, same thing that comes in a swings and comes to the Elliott wave. Elliott wave will stop you right there. So like stop right there. Because now what you're trying to do, you're trying to force it. It's the same thing on a swing as well. If a swing goes up 50%, then you have a retracement of 23.6, 38.2, and 50%, right? So like a typical retracement of a wave one. You want to put one here. You don't want to put one here. So what do you do here? So let's do this one. So what are the rules here of Elliott wave? When you have five waves up, then you draw your fibs from here to here, where the price came almost close to 78.6. So these are all the retracement levels that people trying to buy the dips. 23.6 didn't work out. 37.23 didn't work. You see, like all these retracements here are where people are trying to enter into a trade. A typical one is always going to be a 50%. Most people starting to start going long on a higher low swing at 50%. Okay, now the 50% can push down to 61.8%. If the 61.8 doesn't hold, it can get down to 78.6 as well. The 78.6 is where the lot of buyers are going to show up. And what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to defend this low. Because for them, taking a position here to to fight against this low, your risk is very, very small, right? That's why most people, most traders, they try to position here is because their risk, according to the low, the swing that they have to the upside, is very small. But then if from here, if the price reverse right back up to this 53, 55 or not 7, that's where the price makes room back to the upside. There comes your third wave. You need to break this on the way up. That's the whole trade. That's the trend that you're looking to establish, ride to the upside against this low. That's how you look at technical. This is like an easy stuff that I'm trying to teach you for this year. You have a low and you have a high. You have a retracement now and you have a sell signal triggered here. Well, we have our typical retracement. Now, a price has a sell signal. Price is dipping. A screen says sell. A price comes here at 43.24. You picked up like 4, 5, 6 contracts because you're trying to play a bounce. Well, yeah, I mean, you can't do that. It's just because these retracement don't just flush it out in all one single bar, right? So what happens here? Price came back down here. See, look how many days. Well, this is weeks. How many weeks? You don't know. It can stop here in the middle, but the position is at 43.24. Let's say you bought the false retracement. Got the pop right there, right? So you try to play this bounce. But if I don't have a if we don't have a buy signal here, if this bounce happens, that's a risky bounce. They're just just trying to breathe because it had a monster run, pullback. Buyers came in trying to buy a first dip, which at 23.6%, and see if they can get the pop. They did, and then the price reversed. So it's the same thing when you see it here. Don't fight the signal. It's the same that we're trying to do the same concept going up. We have a high here, we have a low here, we have a buy signal here. What are we looking at? 78.6. That's where the freaking seller is going to show up against this high, right? So they will start opening short, trying to short this stock here. They say like, okay, we're going to try to defend this high. If they get stopped out, fine. That's when we'll open up the upside. And if the price backs off. Now the thing is that if you says like, okay, well, I'm in a trade. I know the resistance here, but I want to open a position here to hit and to target this. If you want to do that, fine, you can do it. Nobody's stopping you to do it. You just play one level at a time. So you just, but the thing is you have to look at the overall picture. Yeah, I mean, we not gonna go up 10, 15 weeks in a row either, right? The price sets back. I mean, it's gonna take a breather at some point, at some week. So that's not the point is like, okay, well, I know the resistance is going to come and hit this, and I'm going to ride this thing to it. Well, you don't know that it's going to come back down and it's going to give up this much that fast either. You have to understand that part as well. So stock went up for 2 weeks, 28%, which is going to rip right back down to 20% in one single week. I mean, if it got hit, some sort of a news or something happens, yeah. But other than that, I don't think so. There's many ways you can do it, but those are the trades that you're trying to make. You gotta do it on a smaller time frame. You gotta go to a daily time frame or an hourly time frame because you're so bored taking a because you're trying to see like, okay, where I can squeeze and try to start, make up a trade in the middle of a um, um, higher time frame. I don't do that. I mean, if this is buy, okay, I'm fully aware of that 1 week, 2 weeks, I might give back something. But that's not the point. This is not what I'm stock sells off, same one for 2 days in a row on Monday and Tuesday. I'm looking at here like, okay, I still got 3 more days to go for this weekly candle to close. So I'll see where we close on Friday. It's all about patience. You don't make emotional quick decisions. I'm quiet. first hour or so during the session because I'm busy and I'm looking at things and and I'll try to see like first thing I look at them like internals, how everything looks, how the market breadth looks, in the first half hour and stuff. I have all the mag sevens on one monitor right there to kind of see like okay how everything looks, if anything pops, S&P and stuff like these kind of are like a currency market I'm looking at, just like gold, silver, Bitcoin. Like these are the things that I watch at the open. I don't like instantly jump on trades. Unless if I want to close something is different, I'll just exit the position, then to let, one by one just to look at the overall board. But I'm looking at my brother's account here on one monitor on Fidelity on the E-Trade, and I'm looking at Thinkorswim like, okay, I got so many things that are all opening in one shot. I mean, I'm I just sit here, it's like, oh, close this, close this, close. I mean, I don't do that, like, because I have everything open pretty much. The shares that I own is all based on, like on weekly bars, on weekly signals. So I'm not like put people's money into something that, oh yeah, I like this stock, I'm just gonna buy it. No, I need confirmation to act. So it's just a little bit of a like this one, right? Stock was up here, now it kind of backs off. So what can we do? Does that mean that what signal failed because 1 week is down 2 points? Stock really doesn't move much as if it has a ATR of like 3, 4 points. So we'll see how it advances. You know, there's Apple. There's a sell signal. It's just what I'm saying. It's kind of, I mean, we're the only thing that is kind of like have a little debate going on in my head is like we have sell signals on the major players into the earning season, which had huge runs since the April low. So, I mean, I own Apple shares and I know I'm giving back, but at the same time I have Google and the other ones that are making up the difference. That's how I see it. Like what's my net average is. Apple is gonna be fine. There's nothing wrong with that company. But yeah, giving back $1,000, $1,500 for 1, 2 weeks. Yeah, it's not fun. But then you say like, okay, well, when you exit that position, well, you're gonna get back again at 180. you know? So those are all of the decisions you have to make. Better not to watch. So like, okay, screw it. I'll watch the Friday close and see how we close. A daily thing is just too much emotional. You make too many fast, rash decisions. People want to have a life. Everybody say like, hey, I want to trade. I don't want to glue to the screen all day because I want to enjoy life. I want to go out, have fun. Well, if you want to do that kind of a trading, you have to just stick to a one time frame. You know, you don't have to be glued to the screen all day like the rest of them. 15 points up. Oh, we got flushed out because if you have every day, if you babysitting every single day, each candle, I mean, you just probably just too bored. I mean, rather just learn something new that will benefit you this year instead of just sitting and see which price is moving, going where and where. Stick to a bigger time frame. Got Apple here. I don't know. It's gonna be earnings isn't to me. It looks like it's gonna be just a back and forth whipsaw. Nvidia, see, it's under a sell signal here for let's see how many days, weeks has been. 10 weeks. So it's been 10 weeks right now. It's just sideways. I saw I saw people with head and shoulders already now. Man, it's just that's crazy. So you got 10 days. I mean, anything can happen. It has an active sell signal. So don't be surprised if Nvidia can back off. I mean, the only way Nvidia goes right back up is to break this week, the week previous week high, which is 211. You know, so Apple is 3 weeks now, four. I'm doing nine. Yeah, 4 weeks. So it's been 4 weeks for Apple, 10 for Nvidia, right? So we're gonna calculate these times. Very important. Microsoft, it's been since 11. You see, you notice now that Nvidia and Microsoft, they're trailing together on time and price. Time, not the price. This one is 13% since the sell signal. You have Nvidia 6%, almost half of it what Microsoft gave so far for 10. So you have 11 versus 10, 7 versus 13, almost double. So this sucker is more weaker than Nvidia, correct? So take this to this, 28 weeks, 36, correct? So 36, 189 days shows days here. It should be because I'm on a weekly time frame. It's not 189 days, it's 28 bars. So yeah, equal to 189. So 28 weeks. This is 11 bars, 11 weeks. So 28. So, NVIDIA was 29. You see? What does that tell you? It tells you one thing that NVIDIA and Microsoft has a very, very strong correlation with time and price, how they both trail. You see the difference? See how buy sell triggers? So right now, Microsoft is taking a little bit of a deeper retracement on the same time window that they both ran off the April low, right? So now the question is the the Microsoft that is running the course early, right, will push back up because right now that the market is trying to chop around and hold. Is it because of the NVIDIA, right? That's a big player. Or right now it will let the Microsoft run a little more deeper retracement and then NVIDIA catches up to the downside equal to the same Microsoft and then Microsoft reverse. That keeps the NDX to float. You know what I mean? One one is running ahead of the other one. So the first one run its course, it reverses, correct? And then the other runs its course, and that keeps the NDX afloat because both of them it's heavy at the same time because they're two heavy names. They're gonna shake out the Dow 30 along with the NDX because they both are in the Dow 30 as well. So that will shake the entire market. You see like how things works, splits. So you have to pay attention to these. So these that's what I'm saying. These weekly signals are very, very strong. They tells you a very well-defined trends, how the market actually shifts at what point after how many weeks. And it tells you how much is the upside and downside that you got so far. You know, this is a visual read though. It has nothing to do like, okay, well, you cannot sit and predict like, oh, this thing is going to last this many months, this weeks, this one is going to last that many weeks. Because when you have another leg to the upside, you will know how long the duration was of the previous sell signal. That is considered as what? higher low swing, right? Which is your retracement against your upside that you're trying to get to. So it has a lot of info. I don't want to, just I don't do this thing here. This is all manual. It's gonna take me forever to make these cheap charts. I have these swings. I mean, the weekly swings just tells me everything. That's what I wanted to see. Gives me number of weeks. This is the daily one, so number of days, price, retracement. So it's very tip like. These are the only things you always have to pay attention to is 7 days, 6%, 3 days, 4.4%, 7%. That's what they call bar to bar relationship. One swing has a relationship with another swing. It has to measure on time and price. You know, 9 days, 3 days setback, one rip, that low right there got taken out. Well, 5 days down. Any low that will break, that will flip the swing. So what's the scenario here now? So from here, B5, B6, B4, B9. See, the trend is merging. It's on a very slow, choppy mode. But on a daily time frame, if you're obsessed with these daily time frame charts, it's advancing more on time and price. Correct? 9 is greater than 6, right? You need to look at these. Both swing against this one has a higher high. It exceeded more on time and price. No, not on price though. It's 3.3 versus 4.2. B6 versus B9. The B4 was 2.3. So swing is still up. But the only thing that I'm watching is this. I know I'm this 58 right there is, yeah, this is the April low, and market just ran way too fast. And that's exactly the same thing that happened to Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin is dead right now, right there. Bitcoin saved saved the month for sure. Bitcoin will be in freaking big trouble this month, but it's good now. So it'll be okay. It has to survive 2 more weeks to hold on to this. You see, you had an outside bar right there. Then you had a one, two. But look at this. This month, you see, it managed to put up a higher bar. It's like, oh, pew. Yeah, you don't want to break a monthly. It's because your bigger time frame structure changes. Then all you do in a smaller time frame is just playing the bounces. Because your bigger time frame swing is down. It doesn't mean that you cannot have any upside. You can catch still 10, 15, 20% upside, but it's just it's gonna fail. Once the swing flips, it doesn't instantly rips right back up either. It will require another month or two or three for this thing you know, to move right back up. So it's just, Bitcoin is aggressive. The sucker is gonna rip, is gonna then it doesn't turn back. Yeah, that's the thing about this. It's just it's very volatile. And once it's down, yeah, it moves down 3, 4, 5,000 points. And then if it rips, it's once it goes like this, you see, month after month, oh, yeah, this thing is gonna just go nuts. So it's again, I mean, if you want to look at a bigger picture, say like, hey, I want to I want to buy Bitcoin, this and that. You gotta be say a little nimble. band is pretty good right there. We have upside is at 121, capped at 121. Mid is a capped at 89. Downside capped at 70, right? Swing is up. If you want to start doing something on weekly time frame, you can. So it has a confirmed buy signal on the weekly side as well. So it's a pretty good. I mean, for the week it was 5.61%. It's up 8.6. It's only 2 weeks, So again, the rules are, the rules, right? So let's see, 38. So just take this high to this low. Should get at least 50% retracement. That would be ideal right there to at least this zone. This weekly signal should push this thing up. So it's gonna, because it took such a huge thing, you see it kind of grinding to the upside. So it's you don't like take this kind of a dip and instantly reverse right back up. I mean, you can. I mean, those they call the V-shaped reversal, But at the same time, with the Bitcoin, you got a lot of big players there. They got flushed out, you know. Some committed suicide, and this was a massive liquidation week day for Bitcoin. It just killed a lot of traders, So that kind of a beating right there takes time, but it's a volatile asset. I mean, well, Bitcoin is crazy. Once it goes, it goes. So we'll see. I mean, again, no need to predict anything. Stick to the signal. No opinions. Right there. So pretty nice, decent week. Um, so good. I mean, a good close above this high as well. Got a bit of a wick here. Let's see how the next week goes. If it gets up here to at least 30, it did. 30, it was close. Hasn't even touched it. So this is the first resistance. Um, well, the upside is 50% at least 103 if it makes its way up in the coming weeks. So we'll keep an eye on it. So the low is right there. Oops, right there. 87, 85. So if this is some sort of a bear flag, there's tons of people are sitting here. Well, fine, you can make the case for that one. The only way that will validate the case to making a bear case here is to take out this low. That will confirm the signal failed. Okay. So when the signal failed, that would look for the move down toward the 70 area. That's what I wanna start buying really good. So I don't think that it's gonna instantly fail. Okay. So let's work on something. Let's see. You know the drill. One line goes from here to here, 13 weeks. This line goes from here to here, 27 weeks, right? So we have 27 weeks against 13 weeks, correct? So we have this time, we have a 40% run, gave back 23, almost all of it. Um, Now we're right here. So we're only 1 week, right? So if the Bitcoin advance, this low must hold, okay? And it try to make its way up weeks after weeks after weeks. You just keep counting it, right? So the next upside from here should last at least 13 weeks. So we have only one so far. So it's most what 12 more to go. That's the minimum time relationship between the previous swing and the one that you're in right now. The rules are what? 87, 85 is the line in the sand and must hold. So you're one right now here. No, you're actually two. Oh, it's counting this. Okay. So it counts the bar counts the same week. Okay. Makes sense. So you have two right now. So two against 27. Sorry, the 27 against 13 because it was 13 down. So your advance should be, well, with these two, we're just starting off. So weeks after weeks, the price just has to progress to the upside against 87 low. So we're at what, 95, 70. Okay. Mm. Silver is in beast. Got a mean reversion buy signal that's just been on fire ever since. This one, gold, same thing, 177. This signal triggered here back in October 16. Has just has never turned back. Yeah, tell me that weekly signals you guys don't wanna ride them. You will. We're gonna ride several of these trades this year as well. Don't think that you're not, your name is not gonna be on those. Of course we will. It's all about the entry that we enter and you just stick to the trade. And the only ones that are gonna get rewarded big time is the shareholders. Options, you just most likely gonna run out of time. You cannot gonna you cannot buy, you can 6 months and you're looking at what, over a year or so run. Solid return, right? Look at that stuff. Again, nobody can predict these. So from this low to this, 118 weeks, 140% upside. I got all of them. I own IAU since gold was $700. It's a monster run. So don't be desperate. That's all I say. That's when you are desperate, say like, hey, I don't want to lose, I want to make money, that's when you lose the most money in trading. When you act in a desperate situation. Money will come. I mean, you shouldn't, it will come. You have to chase it. Not every stock has your name on it. I have 100 S&P, like, I catch one of them, I'm just like not moving much. And they just like, it just, it frustrated, like, what the fuck? I'm like, why this thing is not moving? Like, there's no news coming out and just backing off. Irritates you. It's like, okay, so, then should I look at a weekly? Should I look at daily time frame? I'm just more focused on a bigger time frame anyways. It's just, yeah, Uber, have my eyes on Uber. Might trigger something soon. I wanna get this. This sucker is gonna, we can try to work our way back up to 101. So I have my eyes on Uber watching, but nothing's not showing much on us. Not showing up on a scan. I have I've done I have all the scans. Got through the queues. The top of it, they have earnings coming up. It just like it's only these stocks and QQQ on a weekly time frame. So right there, there's a potential to move. This one has fast. Yeah, there's some. trade desk is here. I'm watching some, but I like to, like the way I know more like to see like healthy looking chart. It just like TDD is, see, there's nothing here. So it took a lot of beating down here, but there's nothing. Yeah, rotation can looks all the promising rotation in the world, but we need to have a right official right signal here. TRI is nothing here. They're but again, it's gonna take time. Yes, CSGP trying to show some reaction. This was nice week, nice pop. Meta, we already know. Fast has one right there. See, this is confirming. So whatever this company is, Pepsi, no. The Celsius. These are don't wanna because they're way too close to the benchmark. You got Dash here has a buy signal, pulls off that this weekly swing flip down because you see you got 1, 2, 3, 4 that inside week you got 3 weeks of lower lows. So your weekly swing is down. So it was up right there for 3 weeks. You see, like it put a low here, first bar. It was the inside bar. Second and third, that's where the weekly swing flipped. Another week went up, which is 12-15. Now look at this inside week, lower week, lower week, lower week. So you got three right there. So that flips the swing right back down. So this kind of so like for me, like see, it shows up on a scan. So I already literally count these. So there's a very, very high chance this thing is gonna fail. You know? Even the fact that it has a buy right there, that's why I'm saying is like you don't just simply rely on one. I know how to read price, way to act, what not to. I can be wrong, things can reverse fine. Yes, I can make the debate, hey, why are you making these calls? Because if it has not invalidated yet. But I'm just assuming, thinking like, okay, if the 3 weeks are down, swing just flipped back to the downside. Well, now it might pressure back toward the 186, 184, 86. So how do I know what level here has a chance to hold and it has a chance to survive? You know the rule, 78.6, right? We're right there, 61 point at 203, closed at 205. So it tested yesterday on the weekly, but it closed at 205. Can it work its way back up? Of course it can. Or it's going to take one more flush down to 194 to test the 78.6. That's where you're going to have a lot of buyers sitting in this area to defend this low. Things can reverse, it can flip. So watch this 203, which has already been tested on Monday. So watch this high and low to see if we come down. If this breaks next week, now you need another lower weekly bar to come down toward this area, which is 194, or at least it bounced from here to at least to 210. So we usually price a lot of time bounce between 61.8 back to 50. So this is a very short window of a small trade that you can always play between this area from here to here. So it's again, it's official. I mean, it's fine. Watch Watch 203 and 194. 194 will make the decision of this low anyway. So there's no what is this? AXO means this. This one has a buy signal as well. Defensive time. So pretty deep retracement. Oops. So This one will do the same drill here. 19 weeks, 42, 20. Wow, very equal in time. Interesting. 19 and 20. There's a pretty good chance I could just stay sideways. Two measured moves at the same time. 19 and 20 down. So let's do a story on this one. Okay, let's test it 38.2. That's the first handle right there. Resistance is 697. Okay, that's it. I hope you learned something. 2026 is about two things. You need to change your style of looking at price, stick to the process, and trade with a confirmed buy signal. And don't cherry pick any trade that I post. Okay? Whatever I post here, it will be a full badge like this. Even the fact that I'm going to get more, but I'm going to filter it down to the ones that has the good technical setup. Okay? Your job is to go to the option chain, look at the liquidity, see what the bid and ask looks like, go up on a time and see what you any liquidity. If it doesn't have enough liquidity, do not buy an option out of the money. You have to buy something in the money, meaning that I'm talking about like 70, 60 delta, like in the money. You gotta, not out of the money because you don't have enough liquidity. So at least the ones that has in say, those bids that are in the money has at least a lot of value. So yeah, those I will ignore some goofy, some random names. I will focus because S&P 500 has 500 stocks. When the scanner runs, it's gonna pick up everything. So I just gotta have to go through them to see. I just ran just now, so on the queues. So I don't know. They don't like these ones don't change and that fast, because they're in a little bigger time frame. Daily, yeah, they're gonna whipsaws around all the time. And just trying to move up, goes here, then backs right back up after a day or two. And these ones are more steady turns. So just gotta have to give a little bit of time, and that's pretty much not a lot of names as you can see right there in queues. That's what I'm saying. The rotation sucks. It doesn't mean that it's not gonna improve. It will, but it's taking time. You see right there. I'm trying to update you guys. Even I'm posting on Twitter, the people don't even know how to read. Like they just look at these. I bet you like 95% of people are just looking at these hooks. I mean, there's a lot of information behind them, but again, just to looking even, just to looking at the hook as well as you can see where they're pointing, so the good thing is this, okay? I'll tell you this. The good thing is this, when this rotation turned like this, it didn't really get here. You see how it turned, correct? You see what happens here? Rejected, right? It's still got to go this way anyways, okay? So in the next coming days, so if there's any dip will come, this rotation here will turn. If it rejected once, it'll go a second time. Just to let you know. You know this for a fact that this is not going this way. It has to complete the circle. So any rejection here is gonna day by day is gonna try to curve and then make his way up. The same thing we're dealing with this. Bitcoin. Okay? Bitcoin should be okay. It's gonna hold up a little bit. It improved. This improvement here start triggering those weekly buy signal. IBIT has it as well. But we just have to wait and see. Oops. God, I gotta clean up my yeah. So it's the same drill here. 49.31, getting close to that 38.2, then 50%, 60%. That's the advance is just the way for it's the identical same thing to the futures, same time. So the people who wants like if you wanna like this is up like 9% or so, it should. I mean, we'll see how this thing the MSTR is nothing. Sucker is down from here to here. Oh, not. I don't even have to put anything yet. So far, it's more down. It's what, 24 weeks now. 65.73% from this. So there's no confirmed buy signal here anyways. So daily has one. So not this.
But Mo, last week you showed us the time band on MSTR and it looked very bearish, that it's going to take a long time
Oh
to
yeah.
turn.
Oh, yeah, that hurt is the perfect example. And this is dead money, man. No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a dead money. Any bounce here is going to be a very shallow bounce. Yeah, you need the the it has lost so much to the downside. It's gonna you need the time thing to even start showing you a turn to the upside in order to for you to say like, okay, yes, you can make a case for that. Nah, and these bounces there, I mean, it doesn't mean it's not gonna go up. Of course it can, but it's not gonna last too long. Yeah, it's just the top band and stuff on those times it's gonna cap the time, the price. So it expands so much to the downside, and this idiot, whatever sailor, he just kept on buying. Just do slow down. Give your stock a little bit. Your stock is getting hit. It just keeps buying. It keeps, it's just one of those. Just stop for a week or two. Let the stock settle down. That's just more like adding more into the fire. It just gives you those gamma squeezes. More you put, more the stock goes down. You don't sometimes you just have to leave it alone. Leave it alone. Just let the stock settle down. At least find a floor somewhere. It's just when the bleeding stops. So time frame to time frame changes. So it just Lockheed Martin is crazy. Let's look at the Broadcom. I don't know. It's just, earnings are just gonna be. Look, Broadcom has a sell. IBM has a sell. I know it's been sideways, nothing really strong, but still, what it is, what we see on the screen is what it is. Eli Lilly is fine, jumping around here. G on a run. Lockheed Honey on a run. EMD at a sell against 263. GPM is okay. Microsoft down 11. You see, like AMT watching this one, man. I thought about one. It's like, no, I'd go with other stocks that's actually showing a real confirmed buy signal with rotation. Just rotation confirmation is very important. EMR Oracle is up. This pig is just, it's been so far. So the last one, 26 weeks, 13. Yeah, see, it's just, we don't even have yet. I'm just learning it here. So it's been 13 weeks. So we'll see when the next one is gonna, it's gonna show up. Okay. Nothing here. I tried to open one. I just cut that thing right away. And from the break, so get out of this trade. Lost like $19, like big deal. Home Depot, nothing. Amazon still under a sell signal here. Has not broken a high. I like that. Needs to break this. Get rid of this. Gonna back off again. Down 3.34% for the week. So I mean, we have, I mean, I don't know if you still have it, but I have shares that we bought. I sent the alert out around like 220. So I have those. We did squeeze the option spread that paid. Yeah, maybe like I don't know, $800 or so. So I got that one. So option is gone. I still have shares at 220. So still gonna see. I'm watching and see. I'm actually, as a matter of fact, was working on a wave count this morning, which is this. You see, I'm trying to make a case if this is all of a triangle that we had. You got it pushed to the upside. I know we had a sell signal. That's the only downside that I have. Ugh, I hate it. But I'm trying to see if this 1-2 can hold. If this was the triangle, which has not confirmed because we don't have a higher high and we don't have a confirmed buy signal, but we're just keeping this on a one side here to see if things can, if it can reverse. So we can stick this one here, the 1 or 2, 1-2. So completion of a triangle here. Oh, this we need this. So now we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is to complete that fifth wave. So that basically puts the Amazon into a same, a fourth wave. Same thing, we do this thing all the time. So 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2, 6, 1.8. It's a little shy of it. Downside in the wave four. So this is some sort of a wave four that is breathing right there at the moment. But any reversal from here goes up, that would be, I don't know, but see, for earnings point of view, when they're gonna report, is you have to keep in mind that we're fighting a sell signal, correct? We don't have a confirmed buy signal, and we're hoping that the price can make a reversal back to the upside. That would override the sell. That will be gone, and then we can just open up that thing to the wave count. So I always try to keep two of them just to have a different view, and that one screen that has multiple conditions applied to it says like, okay, well, hang on to your horses. And the other time I'll say like, okay, you know what? Yes, wave according to a wave count looks like a triangulation is completed. We should go 1, 2, 1, 2, right? And we got a pretty nice pop to the upside. Well, the trade that we had finally paid. I'm glad. But from here, I don't know what the low is. If 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 this two hold, I mean, it has some upside for sure. So I don't know where the low is. Gonna go down here, so the number is gonna change. So we need to see if Amazon can find support here and turn the course. That would be beautiful. This zone. So 50 is where most buyers start getting active against this low, right? So that's the window for well, this is a daily time frame, so it's not bad. I mean, it looks good. Just it needs to curve, kind of make its way up. So if we land them at 50, so we need to get to 258, 261. If it goes down to, let's say, 61, then it lands them right at 258 high rate. And then if it gets down to 78.6, oops, nothing is going to stop. And then I got 254. So it looks like the high that we just had at 248. So we can just keep it like this. So bottom line is 260 basically. That's your breakout level to the upside, which is the 52 weeks pivot, right? Well, I thought about it yesterday, and I was at the same time I was like, I don't know, we'll risk in another. I'll leave the shares as is. I mean, we have them, but we, you know, we had a trade, we cashed it out, and now um, we're just gonna wait and see if what's this? It went. So we're just gonna wait and see. Yeah, this one 40, 824, and like 6, 7. Not bad. Plus got the shares working from 220, so it's okay. That's what I like to do is just hang on to those shares on my main account, and I keep swinging these smaller trades on the same account. It's also all I kind of add. Well, yeah, you're gonna some of them's gonna bite you as well. So it just long dated shares that fine, they're coming down in the value, but you're trying to pick something off the option side on the swing trading side. So it doesn't mean they cannot open another trade. Of course, we'll trade Mag 7 pretty much all year long. So yeah, just gotta be careful with earnings. That's all. Don't need to press too hard because you don't expect the stock to explode in the matter of a couple days when they have earnings coming up. So you can, yeah, be obviously the stock will move for sure. I don't know if you heard about yesterday that they're going into a 2 days expiration on some of those Mag 7 stocks. So, you have the weekly chain that expires from, every Friday. So now you will have the 2 days expiration. Special the stocks they'll be on Tesla. Oof. So you're gonna have Tesla. You're gonna have, I believe, Meta. Some of the other stock, Palantir, whatever. So they're adding some of these because they're desperate to people lose money. You know, that's what it is. Yeah, that's the huge downside for people who buys only a single dated naked calls. Okay, because when you cut the chain down to 2 days, your premiums will decay like very fast. Okay, I mean they're gonna get toasted really, really fast. So this way, they give them people will get more active. They will have shorter window, much higher theta than most people don't even understand, anyways. And then that's just gonna give drives more volume. So they're gonna go with the high volume tickers anyways because Tesla is always one of them, just to whack those premiums. It's very um, huge downside for naked call the options. But the biggest plus for these second day expirations is butterflies and diagonals. Those will be lit calendars. Okay, because you want that faster theta melt, and those are the ones they're gonna give you really, really good. So yeah, we're gonna do those soon. I'm just waiting for that thing chain with the once the option chain will update. I'll have those too. Yeah, watch, we're gonna do butterflies. Yeah, guys gotta step up a little bit on options. To be honest, sick and tired of these. I mean, I know some of you don't even look at just buy a naked call and sit and just pay the time all the time. I mean, I do it, but not very often. Mostly spreads, you know. So avoid that. Those are just so difficult to time a move when you had so much time that is running against you, costing you every single day just to sit on those premiums.
Mo, they're also doing it on IBIT, the 2 day expiration, which
Yeah.
should hurt MSTR more. A funny thing I heard on an interview a few days ago was the day they launched
Mm.
options on IBIT was like sometime like middle or beginning of November.
Yeah. Really
That
explode.
that's when MSTR started to go down more because
Mhm.
a lot of the people, rather than playing the leverage bet, they could just play the direct options.
There you go. Yeah.
So so
I
that
told you
that
the brutal.
that should hurt MSTR more going forward.
Yeah, time I'm not touching that stock, dude. That thing is a in joke. No, I don't want it. I want Bitcoin exposure simply by IBIT. Same signals, same chart. Chart will react exactly how the future moves. Simple as that. Anything else is different driver, different fundamental, this and that. It's just not a trailing, not the way the Bitcoin moves that everybody thinks all these miners and everyone is going to follow the same thing. Absolutely not. There's no correlation between none of these stocks with Bitcoin. You want one clean, straight exposure. Focus on IBIT. That's it. You can make a lot of money on that stock as well. Much cheaper, you know, and just you trade exactly how MST the Bitcoin moves. ETF. Excellent. What else do you need? Bitcoin goes up 9%, 10%. So does IBIT is going to go up 10%. Here you have Bitcoin is going to go down 10%. You have MSTR is going to go down 50%. You call this a correlation? Look at the gap. The spread is opening on one stock compared to a Bitcoin. Strong. The correlation is when the thing goes side by side. Not one is going 50, other one is down 10. So where is the 40 that you're going to make up the difference now? And then you have all these miners. Hey, Bitcoin is going up, miners are going down because I don't chase these names. I know you guys are just, some of you guys are like, I haven't even heard of some of these names. You guys watch like everything, man. I thought like I watch market. I was like, geez, some of you guys can kick my ass. Whoa, look at this, look at that. One guy chasing penny stocks. Like, wow. One is on energy, one is space, then oil, and this and that. It's just like, wow, man. It's just can't even catch up with that market. That's my old school rotation that I live on. That's it. Whatever shows, and boom, I just go from there. So, all right, let's wrap it up. That was good. Let's see how the next week. Well, we have a long weekend anyway, so it's not like one side is doing good and it'll be fine. No need to worry. Let me do my job. I don't need any reminders from anyone. That's all I say. Where we at? I do. If you ever, I update Canvas. Yeah, this one keeps everything um up to date. So you never. It doesn't have that 90-day window expiration like the freaking on all the other channels. Everything kind of hides out after 90 days. The canvas, everything stays forever. So I'm going to keep full record of every trade that we put out. Will be all here. So um, I'm still collecting data here. So we still have this month. I know kind of pacing a little bit on the slower side now because of the market. We'll see. I just wanted to remember when we did this, when I sort of like bring you all into the signal world. It's been 5 months. This is where we at so far. We got another month to go. So I wanted to see what you guys can see the 6 months of combined performance, which was basically based on all the 6 months of trades that we took so far. So everything is updated, real, you know. So every return calculate is almost to the penny, thanks to my assistant at ChatGPT who does it for me. And so let's keep pushing here. A few more trades. I'll try to maintain and push and see what we can do. This one we will do as I will do a separate of these because I only took so because this is we're starting new for this year. So BA I closed the vertical at 890 from 465. So I haven't closed the full trade yet, right? So there's nothing closed yet. So we have Tree working, ZTS working, Disney's working, Boeing is working, and CPT is working. So this is all working right now, right? So we're gonna um, uh, keep them. I will do a separate one. I will tell him to kind of do weekly, not to combine it here. So we'll just have a different log for because these are driven structure driven. Sorry, these are structure driven trades. These are short term executions. Okay, swing versus structure driven. So these ones will take a long time. Not gonna update that often, you know. So I'm gonna most likely will be more focused on tech sort of from buy to sell point. So they're gonna be very long, lengthy process, these trades. So keep that thing in mind. So we're going to add more. So, so we'll see, and rest of the badges are here. If you all run them in one shot, so they were going to be all here anyway. So I'm not logging these trades, okay, because it's going to be way too much to see. Yeah, I mean, they're all here. You should track it on your own. It's really simple. You can just whatever stock you take and tell him it will calculate it for you. All you have to say like, okay, you have to pick a max allocation. Tell him it's like, hey, I have these five tickers. Just type exactly the way it is. Like, hey, I have five stocks, PRG, TW, and it will say like pull up the code. It will pull up all the cores for you. They say like, okay, hey, I want to do 100 shares on each stock, right? I just go basically all 100 basically on my end anyways. 7,500. I don't look at the cost. Cost me 15 grand, 17 grand, 10 grand. It doesn't matter because every stock price is different because the risk is defined there as $600-700 range anyways. So I'm not gonna. So if I have a 16,000-17,000 tied up here, I'm not gonna lose 16, 17 grand anyways. If the signal fails, it's gonna kick me out with $600-700 loss. So I'm out. I have other Fords are working. So that's how I look at things. It's positions that I open on like it just 100 times 163 is there 16 grand. That's it. That's simple math you know so $16,000 that you have them in there. Okay, now you're up $1,900. So it just I don't look at that way. So the point is like you tell Chat GPT, it's like, okay, here's my five stocks. Tell them it's like, hey, I have you gotta know like, hey, I have $15,000 max allocation. Okay. Type in like I have 15,000 now. I want you to divide into a five stock. It will tell you exactly how many shares you can buy each stock and tell him it's like, hey, this is the entry that I'm going to take. This and give him the exact invalidation based on a screenshot that you see on a chart. It will calculate the risk for you. It will tell you like, okay, if you buy 50 shares here, if the signal will fail, This will be invalidation. There will be your exact loss to the penny. That will tells you. Okay. And then you just leave the upside. Tell them it's like, hey, if I make 10% on this one, if I make 15%, what is the number that I'm looking for? It'll calculate everything for you. It's an excellent way to run and manage portfolio that you're not going to even believe it what ChatGPT can do for you. I don't think people can actually use them that way. I use it all the time. My entire portfolio is saved on a memory in a ChatGPT right now. I just literally put everything there, saved in the memory in a vault, right? And it just updates. Market closes. I don't do it every single day, but at the end of the week, I'm telling them it's like, hey, pull up this thing from a vault, pull my Mag 7 portfolio out of the vault, update all the prices on a last code based on a Friday close. It pulls up one by one by one by one. Boom. Updates everything. It's like, hey, update my portfolio with the last up. It's so good. You know, so it's just like I mean, you're looking at the returns and stuff on that thing. Well, you have an open position. You know exactly what you have working right now and how much you're giving back and what you gained so far. So that's all your live P&L is on your brokerage account right in front of you. But this way, you just have your trades logged. You never miss out on anything, and you just keep record of all the trades that you're trading one by one, and just it just keeps like anything you close, like, hey, remove this one off. They will remove it, it takes it off. It will calculate everything for you. So the point is like focus on I'm working on another one, but again, don't expect me to pound you with trades after trades. That's just too much trading. Okay. You don't want to go too crazy with too much risk, cost a lot of risk. Okay. I mean, I can flood this thing every week. Okay, that doesn't mean that I'm just gotta slow down. You gotta. It's not like things will stop or rotation is not gonna show up. I mean, they have such a wide window of rotation. They have no idea. You go mid cap. That's what I do: small, mid, and large. So I run them all of them. Look how many stocks are popping up. 29. You can take 20. Can you handle 20? Let's say 15 stocks. I can filter it down to. As me again, it's easy to say. It's a lot of risk. A lot of a lot of risk. It's just all a matter of like how much do you want to expand? You want to go small caps? It's gonna be way more. Now you're going into a 600 point scan. Look at that. It's crazy how fast it scans, right? Look, 72. Well, yeah, I mean, these kind of stuff, then I have to filter this thing down to only like five, I would say. That's the badge I like to run because your odds are pretty good because of five, I always have a very good feeling that out of five, there's going to be at least four that they're going to play out of five. One might just stay dead. One might get stopped out. I just want to win three of them. Or one can just eat everybody, can get a monster move to the upside somehow, because one can run really hard. So that's all you need. And you need to run all five of them, but it just kind of balance it. So it just because the structures are confirmed, RRG is confirmed, buy signal is confirmed, the stock will pay you something. It's just you don't know that how much of the stock will run, how long it will run. Well, we will find out once we're gonna be in there. But so just focus on these things. You're gonna have a life that you always want, and just define your risks, throw them on a board, and just shut the computer off. To be honest, there's nothing there to look at them until Friday close. Look at your portfolio on Friday. But I'm should have bought this. This thing popped. That kind of a. I don't do that. I have zero regret if I miss out on something. Okay, I will tell you that zero regrets because I know my turn will come and I'm gonna find trades. There's one way or another. Okay, so that's just uh, not everything has my name on it. I'm fully, there's so many stocks. You can't just trade everything that you touch and you think like I'm gonna be right on that one. That's not how it works. You will average it out over time, and that's what matters. Keep moving. These were all here at one point. Then they came here. Then they dragged. Then went. Like some. It's like a weeks and weeks and weeks. Okay, of the data of the they just reached to this point now. Think about it for a second. The longer the bigger the time frame is, like it's still got like weeks and weeks of work it has to do to improve to get itself out from here to here. And there's no guaranteed either that once these stocks will get out, we'll make a full turn. Some might just revert right back down, right? There's no guaranteed about that. Like for every iteration, but you think that there was a pretty good guaranteed here. Then when this thing was moving up here, look how it's rejected. This is why you always have to look at everything is only probability. There's no such thing exist in a trading world like guaranteed. That yeah, I mean, look at this rotation. Can explode to the upside. Small cap. That's why Russell is running. It's just like it happens. This rejections happens all the time, but it's gonna make another attempt. So that's the one we're watching. So I'm keeping this one, okay, and I'm keeping this. Where's my the to see how this thing resolves right there. So the band is good. Price not going, I'm just waiting for this growth to kind of give a little bit of a tilt. But at the same time, what throwing me off is Nvidia sell, Microsoft sell, Apple sell, Palantir sell, AMD sell, Broadcom sell. They all have weekly sell signals. It's just like, I'm like, wait a second. It's like something gotta line up. Like signals are off. That doesn't mean that the price cannot reverse. The price has to reverse to override those sell signals. That's the only thing. But at the same time, for me, for the risk point of view, I'm sitting and thinking here, like, okay, I put more money now. All I'm doing is I'm fighting a sell signal, and I'm hoping that thing will flip. You see, you're just working against it. Or I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'll just go find stocks that pops up on a scanner that has an official cheaper entry at the lows. Okay, I just try to ride those. So whatever is coming up on a scanner, that's what I'm picking up. You see the difference? One, either you can sit and fight the downswing or a sell signal, or I'd rather just wait for the real confirmation based on a screen that something fresh comes up and we just buy something at the bottom. Like we did on a Boeing, like we did on a Disney, ZTS, CPT. These are all the open positions. These are all fresh signals based on the RRG. So we can look at them up here just to kind of see where we at on. We can make the Boeing, Disney, CPT, Tree, and ZTS. Oops, I'm missing here. Okay, here goes five. There you go. See, confirmed trending bar trail right there, landing tree, right? But Disney has Boeing, CPT. This is right behind. This got work to do because this is fresh. Just came like a week old. See, like I hear, because these were all popped up on a scanner when I picked them up. That's just got lined up with those buy signals. That's when I enter those, I open those trades. So now they kind of moved a little bit. So I did it manually. When I'm going to run a scan on it, it's not going to show up because it's not there what I want. That's the difference. You can run our manual default settings. Oh, it's going to pull up everything for you. But that doesn't mean that those are the hooks that you wanted to chase. I'm looking for a specific condition, the stock to reach a certain ratio, okay, to give me that what I'm looking for. Then it has to match with the other screen where it gives me a confirmation to say, like, okay, yes, now you go long. Now you have the exact rotation which you're looking for. Now you have a confirmed buy signal. Now you enter the trade. That's the whole concept. It's not the rocket science. That's the tape that you've been rewinding over and over again. This thing is keep rotating, signals are keep coming. You know? So those signals averaging right around like 14 to 15 weeks. That's how it usually like a pullback, okay, on a on a stock that has a big run to the upside that lasted like let's say like 29, 30 weeks. You have a buy signal that lasted 30. The average pullback based on not all stocks are the same. Don't get not you get everything mixed up. The average pullback is around like 10 to 15 weeks. If I have to meet in the middle, I would say like 10 weeks minimum, I would call it, right? So Nvidia right now is in an 11-week window so far, right? So it's getting close. So we'll see what happens and where the price reverses course up. So I'm always matching time there, but I have the time actually the whole envelope as well. So I have to just doing it manually because I cannot do anything here on this screen. So this thing is ripping. That's and no signals here because this stock's probably new or something. Not gonna work. Doesn't have enough data to pull up. This thing is up the same way I fell. Why? Nothing's on new stocks. Look at this, man. This is brutal. Look at this, Ziegler. This stock is down 11 weeks in a row now. Look at this. 11 weeks. It's insane. We nailed this stock last year. Getting crazy. 11 straight weeks of beating the stock is taken. Okay, I gotta go. We gotta call it. I'm gonna shut this thing off.